It was a great night on Friday. We had more people here than we have in many years. We had 3 different families there with children. That was fun. And, the well-seasoned folk were there also. It was a wonderful night. And so in many ways, I wanted to point out to the kids that what they were doing truly was the work of the church. They were evangelists in their own way, without perhaps even knowing it, but acting out in the way that their parents have taught them and that you have nurtured them in, and you have showed them in the welcome that you have given to them and the care that you have given to them. They modeled that then to this new family. So I'm sure that Doug and Aaron and Logan and Luke, this very new family, and even our family who's been here for a long time, but they're very sick this morning, Kelly and Todd and Toby, they felt just as welcome also. And that is then the work of the church. Now today we have the scripture here. And here it's like it's a big evangelical roundup going on in the scripture. Okay, we have Jesus doing the work too. Okay, but Jesus basically was teaching us in the very early beginnings of Mark. I don't know exactly what he said to them, but it says that Jesus passed along the Sea of Galilee. He saw Simon and his brother Andrew casting a net into the sea. And he said, "Follow me and I will make you fish for people." What do you think he meant by fishing for people? She was looking me in the eye. Don't look at me in the eye, right? No, look me in the eye. So, what does it mean then for Jesus to say, "I will make you fish for people"? You'll be an evangelist. Ooh, some people sort of shiver at that idea. So if you're evangelist, if you're fishing for people, it's an interesting thing is that you take that sort of, that illusion, that illustration, and you look at it for what it's worth. It may not be such a wonderful thing. Does a fish want to be in a net?
No.
Okay. So we got to think this through. So if a fish does not want to be in a net, and Jesus thought, of course, people would be willing catches, what kind of things then would draw someone into this net? Oh, Sharon, go, she's ready. Yes, ma'am.
So I was at that dinner Friday night, and I also had the feeling that it was somehow different. But I think the answer to your question is that, fishing for people is simply showing up for events like that dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And, having people understand that evangelist can mean something other than what immediately comes to mind.
Okay. So something special was happening. But it, understanding that, caring for other people, it means something then other than what that particular E word, which people in our denomination really sort of shudder at. I don't know why, but they do. But it is something that we need to realize is it's not so different a thing that we find out doing. What other ways then have you been evangelists? Go ahead. This is braggart time. Okay, tell on yourself time. What other ways have you been an evangelist?
Friendly voice.
A friendly voice. Excellent. Helping at the soup kitchen. I'll give you a ride at church on Sunday. Cheryl. Lending an ear.
Asking if others would want to join us. Being welcome.
Yes, being welcoming and just asking. What do you want to join? You need somewhere to join? Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Or come with us.
Or come with me. Listen, yep. Yes, Deb.
Going along with your fishing analogy,
Yes, going along with the fishing analogy.
people don't want to be caught and reeled in.
People do not want to be caught and reeled
We
in.
need to offer them something that they want, or
Yes.
something that they'll value.
How do we offer people something they want or what?
Value.
Value. Paula.
Are accepting a church. I was one example. And when I was coming out my door today, a man stopped and said, "You go to that Congregational church in Essex, don't you?" And I said, "Yes." He says, "Well, I'm one of the ones that comes now. And thank you so much." And I thought, "Boy, that was very nice of him to stop and say that."
Well, it's an interesting thing, this idea of the fact that the Average Church is now worshiping in here and using their office space here and doing Bible study and finding home here. Okay, so someone stopped at Paula's when she was at her home in Iverton and said, "You belong here. Thank you so much." So we provided something that they were in need. You know, it's an interesting story. I mean, I'm not going to embarrass them or anything by saying this, but they checked out like 9 other churches before us. Now, I'm willing to bet those 9 other churches wanted them to land there. But what happened? Something wasn't right. Something wasn't right, or there was a willingness that wasn't quite there. You know, a bunch of you just automatically stepped forward and said, "Why don't we just move our worship service 30 minutes?" They were wanting to be here. And just by your willingness to be flexible and welcoming and say, "This is supposed to happen. We're supposed to be this kind of person," and you acted on it, boom, it happened.
Called a hug?
Is that called a hug? A hug in time and space you provided. Yes, sure.
So one of my favorite moments Friday night was watching Paula rock the baby at one of the families were here so that the mom could actually eat her dinner. And
That's
I
right.
just remember thinking as I was watching her, first of all, I was jealous that she was calmer than me, so she got to rock the baby. But second of all, you know, how much that would have meant to me
Yeah,
as a young mother to
Right.
have come someplace and have somebody let me eat dinner.
yeah. So Paula rocked the baby. The baby who was very, very attached to Mom, by the way. And Mom was very busy caring for the baby, and I looked over the same time. I was watching that too, and I was like, oh, Erin has a chance to eat, thank goodness. And Paula got her baby fix. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, that very family, guess what? They have visited 5 other churches, making intense visits, trying to find what's right. They very much loved their church that they went to like 6 years ago back in Rhode Island. And they came here once and signed up immediately for that meal for 2 weeks later. Because you were willing to reach out. That's what it is about. Sometimes that's all it's about. So I look at this story here. Jesus is going out there. Maybe nobody ever came to Simon and Andrew and ever talked to them. Maybe they were just these fisher people and they went about doing their business. And I don't know, maybe being a fisherman was not a very popular or acceptable thing to do at the time. Oh, they were odiferous, that's right. Everybody was odiferous then. But they welcomed them. Jesus welcomed them. Said, come on. He took the smelliest and said, okay, you're going to be my friend, and we're going to go out together. And we're going to be We're going to build something. We're going to build a changing way of doing things. Okay? That's interesting. Maybe that's all he did. All he did was ask. And immediately they left their nets and they followed him. And what did he do then? He found James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. Where were they? They were in their boat mending nets. More smelly people. That's the secret. Smelly people. I don't know if that's a secret, but the welcome is most certainly what it's about. So whether we're smelly or we're pristine, what matters is, obviously, to the smelly person is the welcome. And I'm willing to bet even to the non-smelly person. So what is your smell? You know? How is it that someone welcomed you? Jeff just checked his armpit back there at the camera. You know, what is our particular odor that someone didn't mind us? So I hope you train your nose, your spiritual nose then in the future, to be people of not so very discriminating tastes. How's that? I think that's a very good thing to remember. Be careful for what you sniff for. Okay? Don't worry so much about what you smell. Worry about what's going on here. Okay? My friends, that is our lesson today, and it is from you whence it came. May the Lord be with you.